Do you own a 200 series Land Cruiser and you're not sure which way to go? Are you going backwards into a 79 series? I didn't think so. Forwards into a HD truck is the only way. Troy is exactly that customer, and he's decided to go for the Chevy 2500 HD in the NB2 category because weight is definitely one of the most important factors that Troy decided on to jump into the HD platform. People are getting pulled over. People are getting fined for being overweight towing caravans. You don't want to be that guy. Troy was worried about insurance, the complications, the legal matters. If you rode off a truck and you're overweight, or if you rode off a 79 series and you're overweight, it wouldn't be good news for anyone involved. And no, you're not seeing double. This is a different one than what we had in the workshop a few weeks ago. Very, very similar Canopy outfits on the back. As I said, one of my favorite combinations with the MITS alloy Canopy. Troy knew he needed a specialist for a build like this. With hours of research under his belt, he decided to go for the Chevy 2500 platform, and choosing big dog builds was definitely the priority on the list. Driving up from New South Wales and getting into Big Dog Builds workshop was number one, and number two was the Canopy choice. Troy did a lot of research, and now that the ARB network supports the MITS alloy canopies on the back end of the vehicle itself. So we've got Big Dog Builds up the front, we've got the MITS alloy canopy on the back end, and now we've got the weight to play with, the GVM to play with, the GCM. He's never going to go anywhere near that. Let's go for a full walk around this one and why Troy chose this exact build. We all love a big Chevy 2500, but the 6-inch option was too big for Troy. The massive lift kit, as well as the big 37-inch tyres, was definitely not on the cards because he wanted to keep the rear end of this vehicle usable, and the 35-inch option can fit underneath in the OEM location. That's why we've gone for a 3-inch BDS suspension kit. It's got the Fox adjustable remote reservoir shocks, both front and rear. Troy knows more things about this than myself, so definitely do your research there, but the only way to tell where the settings are going to suit your application is by getting in, adjusting it, and really feeling the feedback. For the wheels and tyres on this one here, we've got the Method 305 NV. These are the HD wheels from Method, 2,041 kilo load rating, and then the Nitto Ridge Grappler, 35, 12.5, 18 Nitto Ridge Grappler. That's an awesome hybrid tyre. It's going to handle the weight of both the vehicle, the canopy on the back end, or no matter what trailer you're putting off the back there as well. These tyres are fast becoming one of the most popular through the Big Dog Builds workshop, and there's a good reason for that. The reason for that, these things have not let us down. We've got hundreds of happy customers out on the road running the Nitto Ridge Grapplers, and the hybrid style tyre means that they're nice and quiet on the road. They're great off-road. They've got an aggressive sidewall there as well, and they air down really, really nicely if you're wanting to hit the corrugations, the beaches, or out bush. Driving up from interstate New South Wales, Troy wanted the essentials done on his build to suit the canopy weight on the rear end with a few extras. And then stage two quickly got chosen, which is the Outback Kitters front bar. Troy's all about function over form, so a couple spotlights on the front end is all that was needed. As you know, we can do all different sorts of lighting options on the front end of the vehicle. This one here, we've gone for two Baja Designs LP9 Sport combos. That's got both the spot and the combo beam inside that. And then you've got the little wing lights out here as well. Just got back from driving this one up the road, and those lights definitely shine out the side of the vehicle quite nicely. The front end of the bar is nice and open, so you've got beautiful wind airflow through the front there. It's going to keep the intercooler, the radiator nice and cool of the vehicle. And then you've got your 15,000 pound carbon winch. The fair lead's mounted square against that one there. It's going to be pulling out straight, and it's got the 15,000 pound combo, the isolator under the bonnet. You've got both the wireless remote control to control the winch, and then you've also got the plug-in module up in the engine bay as well. If your remote control batteries go dead and you're out bush and you actually need it, you can plug into that winch inside the engine bay, run the controller back into the window and use that one. As we walk down the side, communication is everything. From the first phone call into Big Dog Builds, designing the build itself, working out the use case for yourself. Troy's use case was exactly that, stepping out of the 200 series into a better tow vehicle. The caravan may be upgraded in the future, if the wife's lucky enough, but this one here can do all sorts of things. The boys' weekend away on the dirt bikes, we'll explain that when we get to the rear end, or you can put the family inside the vehicle, the caravan on the back, and get away on those adventures. The GME UHF up on the bonnet mount bracket here with the little XRS 370 combo, got all the controls in the handpiece itself. You're going to be able to talk to the convoy, talk to those trucks on the road, see if there's any accidents up ahead, and when you're in convoy on those great destinations away, there's some beautiful ones around Australia with our customers at the moment sending us stuff on the socials. you can definitely stay in touch with the whole convoy. Safety is a priority. This one here and an upgraded Starlink combination up onto the roof rack itself is going to make sure that you can stay in good communication with anyone all around the world. Speaking of the roof rack, to get up on there if you're wanting to clean the roof of the vehicle, the Amp Research Vision side steps drop down nicely. They've got that nice little RGB LED light down the side end there. The beauty with these ones here is you can connect them to a phone app. We can put the LED light timer on. You can change the RGB on the side. You can turn that one off if you don't like it at all. But the beauty with the Amp Research steps as well means you can get up to the Big Dog Builds accessory rack. You can get up onto the Big Dog Builds accessory rack. You can change those lights from white to amber, and through the Switch Pro unit inside the cab as well, you can dim down those lights 3 different levels. If you've got a UHF up on the roof rack, this one was down on the bonnet, but we can also put it up there, put it on a folding bracket. It's a great spot for the Max Tracks, the shovel holder, the Starlink, as I said before. You can also put a solar panel up on there to trickle charge the batteries under the bonnet. But for Troy, it was to get the basics up there for now. He can always add those extra features later on down the track. When it comes to the canopy, we'll get into that one in just a second, but we've also got the Titan OEM replacement fuel tank under there. That's a 210 litre fuel tank in the factory location. Very, very popular option for those that are wanting to travel the extra distance. If you're wanting even more fuel again, you can put some jerry cans at the back end, throw some jerry cans on the trailer itself, because running out of fuel in the middle of the outback, I definitely know I wouldn't want to be in that position. We've also done the leaf spring reset. So this vehicle being in the NB2 category has got a massive 58.28 kilos of GVM. As the vehicle sits right now, it still gives you plenty of payload to fill out the canopy, put people inside the vehicle itself, and still throw a 4.5 tonne van on the rear end. Even with the Outback Tourers rooftop tent and awning combination up on top, the GVM of this vehicle is going to be well under that 58.28, even with a big 450 kilo ball weight on the rear end. With the airbags in this one here, we've also installed the triple bellow Boss airbags. Again, Troy can always come back and add things later on down the track, but for now he's got the 2 little Schrader valves. They sit at the rear end here. You got one left and you got one right. Troy's just about to put a brushless ARB twin compressor inside the toolbox, and then he's going to be able to inflate, deflate those airbags from a switch of a button out of that compressor into the 2 manual valves. That's good enough for him. For those travelling full-time, upgrading to the Air IQ module and being able to inflate, deflate these airbags from the comfort of the driver's seat is definitely a must. But for those that aren't towing too much, or you know you're only towing the caravan now and then and you know where the airbags are at their sweet spot, having the manual Schrader valves might just be enough. When it comes to the canopy decision, Troy put a lot of research in for this one here. You've got the 8-foot tray from Mitts Alloy, then you got the 5'7" canopy, I believe, on this one here. Correct me if I'm wrong, Troy. But for this one here, having the slightly shorter canopy and the nice decent tray, putting a Jenny hitch combination on the back end is not going to give you any dramas with the swing of the van or the trailer itself. And for the play section at the back of the trailer, Troy loves to go out on dirt bike rides with his mates, so throwing that muddy dirt bike gear in the rear end here, being able to simply hose off out the back of the tray when you get home from those sorts of trips is a must, not putting the dirty gear inside the canopy itself. And he's also opted for the 2 jerry can holders on the back here. Usually he'll add additional water capacity. The Mitts Alloy canopy has got the 90 litre headboard storage tank, I believe, maybe the 60, correct me if I'm wrong there as well. And for the rear end, he's done the trundle drawer, which has got all of his tools in it. So he's gone for an extended trundle drawer, skip the second water tank underneath, and you can carry additional water capacity in the jerry can holders. So dirty gear storage on the back end here. We'll get inside the canopy and explain the setup and why he's gone for what he's gone inside the canopy itself. All right, let's get into this side of the canopy itself. He's got the Red Vision screen there, which tells me he's got the ultimate pack from Red Arc. And this one here's got the 2000 watt inverter, 150 amp hour battery. And again, being the Mitts Alloy canopy, it's quite easy to add an additional 150 amp hour battery if you need more capacity. With the Red Vision screen there, I'll touch that one on, turn on this little light here, and the nice flush mount panel up on there. You can change that light between amber and white, and you can also dim down that light. Upright Dometic fridge there, the little pantry next to that one. Got the Bushmans on there for the mozzies. And you got the nice work table here, and that drawer also slides out. So the impressive thing with these Mitts canopies is just how far that goes out. Always makes me a little bit nervous, but nice little table there. Prep bench, nice simple drawer on top. Still got plenty of storage behind that little drawer there as well. in with the dirty gear storage on top. Plenty of storage on top of that drawer as well, so that one stays fixed inside. You can strap stuff to that one there. If you're taking the coffee machine away, probably where you'd put it. But we'll swing around to the other side and we'll see what's going on over there as well. This side here, Troy's got his gear from the drive up, a little pillow. Did tell me to throw it on the bench, but I was too lazy for that. But one nice big drawer in here. It's got the first aid kit, got the fire extinguisher, got the jump pack. He definitely knows what he's doing here, jumping out of the 200 series. Definitely put a lot of research into exactly what's going to stay in the vehicle the whole time. The tools in the trundle drawer, first aid kit, important stuff there. I can see some chargers, some work lights, the ladder as well to get up to the Outback Tourers rooftop tent up on top. I'm definitely not opening that one there because I always struggle, no matter what brand it is up on top. When you only do it the first time, it always takes a while. We got the Outback Tourers rooftop tent. We've also got the 270-degree awning on the other side there. And this is really to get away without the family, pop up into the rooftop tent on those boys' weekends away. And Troy also said he likes to put an ARB Elements fridge on the back end as well. So you've got the upright fridge there for the food. Throw another fridge on the back here for those boys' weekends away, because when you go out west and you're riding those dirt bikes, it's definitely thirsty work. That's pretty much it. Troy's perfect tourer. We love having customers from interstate doing these builds over and over again. The Chevy 2500 in the NB2 category, nice, safe, legal. Leaving the 200 series, definitely not going backwards into the 79 series. This was the choice for Troy. Definitely one of my favorites as well. As I said, this canopy combination on the rear end here, you've still got plenty of room for the toys. You've got the dirty gear area on the back there as well. You can, whether it's firewood, whether it's after the beach, whether it's motorcycle gear, hose that one off. Plenty of GVM. The Big Dog Builds accessory rack up on top. You can light up the night. You've got your work lights on the side there. We've also got the front spotlights. We've also got the front light bar on the Big Dog accessory rack. It's pretty much perfect. A few little extras can always be added to this one here, but if you want to see these things boogie down the beach, this video is here to watch. And if you do want a big Chevy 6-inch lift, this one here is one to watch as well.